preparing. Okay, so here we go. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Adult Child of Dysfunction. How are you today? I hope everybody is doing well. So today we have with us Katy Parker. She is a trauma-informed well-being writer, a grief and loss coach, and a mental health mentor.
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes,
Hello.
I can. Hold on one second. Let me get out of the YouTube real quick. Um, Hold on one second. It's doing something funky. Yes, I can. I'm sorry, Katy. How are you? So she is a grief. I'm going to go back and finish that again because that did not come out so right. So she is a grief and loss coach, a mental health mentor who helps others navigate invisible grief in a grief illiterate world. A trauma survivor and chronic pain warrior, Katy draws from her own healing journey to empower others to express their pain, reclaim their voice, and find peace and purpose after loss. She shares her story on her Journey of Smiley blog and leads the PTSD My Story Project and Grief Stories series, which we will let her tell you all about, in a safe space for people to share and heal through storytelling. Katy believes healing is a right, not a privilege. Welcome, Katy. How are you today?
Hello. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I am well. I hope everybody else as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they are. Where are you in the world?
I am in England located. So yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay,
a
so
bit
it's
a bit grey day here today, but
yeah,
yeah.
it's actually I'm in Florida and it's been raining for like a week and a half, so it's actually nice to see some sunshine out of my window. So that's great. So I'm just going to jump right in because we were talking a little bit before here and you kind of deal with grief and loss and trauma and of course those things all tie together.
Mhm.
And tell me about how you got started as a grief and loss coach.
Um, oh, I think before I answer this, maybe I need to really tell my whole story, but um, really how, why or how, because I had so many losses in my life, and the last kind of profound loss I had, I didn't even know I was going through grief. And for somebody not even knowing they're going through grief, that they're grieving, I think it was quite important for me. I think, that's why I was thinking, okay, I think people should really know that they are going through grief and loss, because if we don't know, how are we supposed to even heal from something we don't even know what we are going through? So then I was thinking, surely there must be other people just like me, and they're going through some grief or loss. They might not even know they're going through it. So I think I might actually be able to help them, because now I'm on my journey a little bit further. And that loss kind of, why I say I didn't know it was because that loss wasn't really, or grief wasn't really connected to death. And we live in a grief, literally, society, but we always just think of grief as something that comes after a loss of a person, after death. And my kind of really profound loss that I had lost wasn't really connected to death. So
So
that's why I'm
what
aware.
was it? Do you mind if I ask what it was connected to?
Yes. So I had in 2020, I had a bad accident. I
Okay.
was crossing the road, and a colleague of mine did hit me with her car,
Mm.
and had my head as I fall down, and I wasn't able to move. I ended up in hospital later. It happened in lockdown. So there was a witness who saw it. They called my husband, ambulance came, police came, everything. And I ended up then in a hospital for almost 2 weeks, with fractured vertebrae. And later on as well, a week later, as I was there, I as well had and I was diagnosed later on with PTSD, so post-traumatic stress disorder. So going through this all for 2.5 years until I actually didn't get the psychologist that I really needed to get and the help that I really needed. I didn't really know that I was experiencing grief, because we always kind of talk about grief when somebody dies. And I have lost my mom already before that. Now it's 13 years ago. So I knew what is it grief. I just didn't know we can experience it after loss of a health, like I did. That was my loss. That was really living losses, like a loss of a life I had before that, because my life really changed in a second. I like
Right.
can say so. Then a loss of dreams of the future, of expectations, they're all unmet. There was really lots of losses. I didn't even know. I knew I am missing things, but I didn't know
Right.
I was going through grief. So yeah, that's
So
how it.
how was it? So what were some, I mean, I know what some of the symptoms were. Like you said, you just felt like you were missing something. You were like, talk about some of the symptoms. Like what made you go, did you go to a counselor or a psychologist and they said you're grieving? Or how did you wake
Actually,
up to the fact?
Actually, almost yes, So actually, it was almost really like this. So just to kind of put us back in 2020, I had that accident. Then I came home and I was recovering for about 10 months. I was back at work. I wanted to go full time back. But every day, imagine you're crossing the same road that where you had accident, go to work. And as I said, I was my colleague. So sometimes I saw the colleague. And I was still in pain. So the pain every time just get worse and worse, because there's a trauma that if we don't really, process this, it just comes as pain as well as depression and other things. Like I had anxiety because I had a PTSD. I was diagnosed with PTSD. So I did have some kind of, in 2.5 years that I had some kind of or 2 years, I think, after the accident, I had some kind of therapies and stuff, but nothing really specially for PTSD. Now, 2 years after my putting my body through all this and ending up back in hospital, and kind of back to my GP, back signed off work, but then getting better again, so go back to work and trying to get full-time, although I never really made it to full-time, to be honest. Yeah, my body just was giving up, because there were days when I could not even hold my neck. Actually, yeah, I hold my head on my neck and,
Right.
sit or stand or nothing. And I was thinking, I don't want to live like this. So slowly came negative thoughts and suicidal thoughts as well. Because yes, yeah, I did have an amazing support in my husband, who was looking after me, working, looking after our household and stuff. But I think sometimes it's even worse, because we just think I'm just a burden to him, because look at everything he has to do.
Right.
And, and so really going through those things, I knew I had a PTSD, but I really like, okay, I'm trying to have some therapies for it or whatever. Things didn't really work. And then 2 years after, I really enough, and my body really just cried. And I almost actually started to listen to those whispers. I was like, okay, I need to do something, because, as I said, that my mom passed away as well, and now it's 13 years. I even prayed to God that he takes me away, because I was thinking, do you know what? My mom had a cancer, that's how she died. And I was thinking she was in pain, and then she's not now anymore. I want to go there too. I don't want to. I am still young to live for another 40 years or 50, or I don't even know how many, kind of like live like this. I just cannot do it. I am in so much pain every day.
So
So,
how did they help you get out of that pain?
yeah, so actually, I just want to say to your previous question as well. So then, when I was really so down, and like God is amazing because He sends those people into our way, I finally contacted the lawyers first, and through lawyers, I was able to get help through the insurance, through the lawyers. I was able to gain help first by case manager, who kind of get me the therapist and psychologist who I really needed. And meeting with the psychologist, I had EMDR therapy. So it's the eye movement desensitization and then the processing, if I said it right. And then, now 2 years ago, my mother-in-law passed away. And by the time when we did find out that she has got terminal cancer, and to the time when she actually passed away, it was 3 months. And in those 3 months, I was watching my husband go through frustration, anger, all those things. And I started to recognize, almost mirroring me. I was like, that's what I am going, but not like from when my mom passed away, but I'm going this like through now. And I'm like, wow. It's like, no, and then I was just like, oh no, Katy, don't even think so, because he's losing a person, but you haven't lost anybody. Like, just don't even think. Like, I was thinking, no, I cannot have those thoughts. Like, I cannot even compare those things, what I'm missing, or what happened to me, to he's losing a person. This surely is like the biggest loss, or whatever, like the hardest ever. So I didn't want to even think of like, no, you need to be okay, and you need to be actually strong now for him as well, I was thinking. Now going to psychologist, as you said, exactly that's what she said to me. I went there and I said to her, yeah, those are my feelings. I'm trying not to have them, because honestly, he's losing a person, but I don't know if I'm crazy or what. And she was like, Katy, you are going through grief. What you are experiencing is grief. And I'm like, no. Like, I am alive. Nobody died. And, everybody told me, at least you are alive. And I was like, doctor said, I'm the lucky girl. I'm alive. Like, surely I'm not, like, but then I don't know, because I'm in depression. I had a suicidal thoughts. I don't want to be here anymore. Anger, but anger kind of more even towards my own body, because it's not doing what I'm telling it. And it's following me, it's just like, why are you not working the way I want you to work? Like, I do everything, just please. And she's like, that's bargaining. And I'm like, and she's like, those 5 stages of grief? And I'm like, no, not really, to be honest. And she's like, no, that's what you are experiencing. And I know, like, now when I mention those 5 stages, everybody will go, oh, grief doesn't come in stages, and it doesn't.
Absolutely it does.
But knowing this, it helped me to recognize that I am going through something that is totally normal. This even has a name, is grief, and can happen even when you lose your health, your job, because later on I lost even my job because of my health, your dreams, your future, your life as you knew it, everything, any unwanted loss, or even actually positive changes when we finish university or something, and there's suddenly a change, and so anything really can cause grief, really, and I didn't really know this. I said to her, like, wow, I didn't know it. And then I said to her, like, but hey, like, a moment, please. Yeah, I said to her, like, but then I was in hospital and I was so positive, I was like, no, I'm going to get through it. Like, I'm so positive. And she said to me, like, do you know most people actually experience like shock or kind of even numbness and even kind of denial when this happens? And so, and I was thinking of my mom when I lost it, and it was like, yeah, kind of, I do know. She's like, well, then you're going through this now. And I was like, oh, wow, this is strange. It's like, no, it's nothing strange about this. You're going to grieve, and anybody, really, any change can actually cause this. So really, it was so that I didn't know this. And that's why, as you said, I'm grief and loss coach as well, but as well, losses that are really living losses, and that we often so unrecognized, and often the word just telling you kind of, oh, just get on, just get over it and move on, and like, you need to whatever, and there is not even a funeral, obviously, for those losses. Then you don't get any cards saying, I'm sorry or whatever. There's nothing really, so you just say, okay, I had an accident, and now I should really move on and get on with my life, because that's surely what everybody else is doing. And if I have those thoughts, this is just that I'm weak or something, That's
Right,
very
which is crazy. I mean, it's like now that you're sitting back and looking at it, you lost something, and grief is nothing more than processing and handling a loss.
true.
I deal with it a lot of people when when they go in through recovery. A lot of people in this podcast, even listening, have gone through a recovery stage or a 12 step program, and all of a sudden they get this undeniable like depression or sadness, and they're like, I don't understand. And I'm like, you're literally grieving the
Yeah,
person that you're leaving behind. I mean,
yeah.
there are so many different living losses, like you said, that you process it the same way. Can you talk about in general, real quickly, summarize the 5 stages of grief? Because I think it's very important for the listeners to be able to, if they question, like, am I going through grief? Is this something I'm doing? That they can see how it can fit into the different phases of maybe what they're going through.
Yeah. So the Stages of Grief by Elizabeth Kubler. As well, I want to say, before I start talking about them, lots of people say grief doesn't go in stages, and I understand why they say it, because it almost feel like it goes in a circle or so. But just because we have those 5 stages of grief, it doesn't really mean that we will be going through them, like on the stairs or so. That's what people often think. So yeah. So those stages are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And there's as well, I know David Kistler wrote a book, Finding Meaning. That's the 6th stage. So yeah, but really, I think I went through them all. Like the first, as I said, denial was just like, I was like, no, everything will be fine. Even the doctor said like, it's going to take a long time. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. Like, I'll be fine. And especially you in a hospital where you have all this help around you. It's just like, oh, I feel like I'm like almost in a hotel. Just everything hurts me. They give me some medication, but everybody's looking after me perfect. So yeah, that's how it kind of almost felt. And then that comes the anger, and this can be really towards anybody. Like when you lost a person, or say you can have a anger, I don't know, towards the medical team or whatever, why they come and save them or so. But you can have like me, maybe anger towards your own body if you have health issues. Still, like, why is just the body not listening to you? Even though I didn't listen to my body, to be honest. And then really, you can just have anger against anybody. God, why God actually allows this or so. Then you go to bargaining, as I said, like, God, if you just do this, I will be, I don't know, praying so many times, or I don't know, or if I just eat this or take this medicine, my body surely, and then it's like, why is it not doing like, oh, come on, I'm bargaining, and it's not listening to me. So yeah. And then it's the depression, because you get frustrated and you get depressed because it's not doing this. And you just I got into depression. And I think, because I try to go into work, I like, and as I said, I was many times in so much pain and sleepless nights and everything, and phoning in the morning work that I'm not coming to work, and the next day again, and so I dreaded this phone call. I was like, oh no, I don't want to phone again, and I'm not coming to work. Oh no, no, no! What do you think of me? And all these things, and then it just gets you in more depression. So yeah, and then is the acceptance. And this is what we often get wrong, I would say, because we often think acceptance is, oh, we just, acceptance means just that we are okay with what happens. So how can I be even okay that my mom passed away? How can I be okay that this happened to me? But it isn't really acceptance days. Like I see acceptance as I accept my feelings. I accept that
Right.
I have hard days as well. I accept it. Unfortunately, this is the reality. If I want to say it or not, this is the reality. I cannot change it,
Right.
but I can, I don't know, have anger if I want about it. Okay, go somewhere and scream or whatever, kick it into pillow or whatever. I don't know, do something. Just get it out of you. I can cry. I can whatever. I have so many feelings about it, and I can accept that I have those feelings, and I can do something about this. But I cannot change what happened, unfortunately. I don't have to be all right with what happened, but I cannot change it. But I can live despite this. And that's, I would say, is this finding meaning, that I can perhaps in this find a meaning, because like I said recently to a stranger at a gym where I was, who said to me, "Oh, you're so positive about it." And I was like, well, only had two really ways, either this would break me or I will make something out of it.
Right.
Really only had those two ways, really. So that's how I saw it. So either breaks me or, and lots of people think when we talk about this, that the pain they're going through is kind of something what connects us to the losses. Or so, we lost a person, or we need to be now in pain all the time, or whatever. Well, it's actually not. For me, pain is almost like a prison, and you don't have to be prisoners of pain. You can still honor your loved ones who you lost, or whatever you lost, by moving forward whilst you honor this, but make something out of it. Because I really think is actually the love and honoring those losses what is the connections, and not the pain, really. So,
Right. What are
yeah.
some other tips like that your psychologist gave you as far as how to deal with some of the different stages? Because I know you don't go through them like you said. It's not linear. It's not
No,
like
exactly.
go
It's
through
not.
stage one, two, three, four, five. I mean, you're gonna go, you might even accept it, but then you're gonna wake up one morning, you're gonna be pissed off like it just happened yesterday, and you're angry all over again. And you bouncing back and forth between the
Mhm.
stages. What are some things that you would do to get yourself out of those? Like, if you accepted it, but then all of a sudden you go back and you're a little depressed, what are some things that you do to bounce back and forth from those stages?
I would say probably the biggest one is don't judge yourself. That's one thing which she never even didn't judge my feelings, you know? And I was like, now I'm thinking, how often did I judge my feelings? Almost every day.
Right.
Yeah. So don't judge your feelings. Really, I came to the thing when I just, as I said, dinner is okay. It's not going to be a good day today. I really like, but even in that bad day, I can find maybe something. I can make up my bed and I can move something and do some exercise. I don't have to do, I don't know, one many things. But the good thing is, I mean, no, good if we can call it good, is that like once I was going through this as well, I'm as well a chronic pain warrior now. And I'm struggling with chronic pain. There was actually on the pain management, and so they tell us like try to do maybe 3 things a day. So it's kind of one thing is like you don't have to do everything, but just okay, even if I'm in grief, I'll just do maybe like 3 things. And that's actually fine as well with my pain because as a chronic pain warrior, that's actually enough. I don't have to run the marathon, and I can just, I just really need to. So that was really important. Like, don't judge yourself, I would say. For me, what really helped me as well was something because there's so much uh, guilt in grief. Yeah, we judge ourselves. That's one thing. But then as well, there's so much blame, shame in grief. I was living with grief, guilt, and shame and blame for many years. And that was actually her, my psychologist, who reminded me of this, that that's what is still in me. Because, like I said, my mom died before. And I'll get now a little bit to this story. I am originally from Slovakia, and my mom lived in Slovakia, and I moved to England 20 years ago. And when I moved to England, I met my husband here, but as well, 6 months after or so. But as well, my mom got ill then, yeah, a year after or so. And I went home for the whole summer because she got cancer. I was diagnosed with cancer, so I came home and I stayed there for the whole summer. Then actually, they were thinking she's getting better and kind of, yeah. I went back to England and I did find a job here. Luckily, I did find, thanks to God, a job that allows me to go home every 6 weeks. So I spend every 6 weeks with her and so. But unfortunately, 4 years after she got the first cancer, it returned. And I then was in university. I was doing university. I actually, how we did find this terminal cancer was because I went home that Christmas, and a doctor, my mom was in hospital, so I went to see her in hospital, and we were supposed to take her that day home. But as I was there, my mom said to me, go to see the doctor and ask him like about like what he thinks and what he's saying and stuff. Because she had an operation that was successful in her lungs, cancer in the lungs. But I just wanted to know more information. So I went to speak to the doctor, and then I was in his office when he's just telling me, and I have to speak to you, Mr. Parker. Like, unfortunately, your mom got terminal cancer. I'm like, what? Like, what does it even like mean? Like, like I'm planning, like, they're planning wedding with my husband, like in summer. Like, is it like, okay, my mom has got like a year or what? I don't know, 5 years, 2 years? It's like, I'm not sure if she be still like here. I'm like, no, she will be. Like, and then we going back to this denial. Like, no, like she will be here. Like, obviously she will be here, And he's like, no, okay. I cannot even say to you how long she has got, but I know she's got terminal cancer. It doesn't look good. And I was like, okay, so how much money you want or what you need from me? I'll give you anything, just save my mom, honestly. He's like, there is nothing I can really do for your mom. And there's nowhere in the world something that could actually save your mom's life. So I was like, honestly, that's not normal. You need to do something. But I started to cry then in front of him. And now I'm all in tears and I'm supposed to go to see my mom and tell her how, what the doctor told me. But I cannot tell her this. So he has got a sink in his office. I asked if I can wash my face and get a little bit more presentable coming to see my mom. And so I did so. And I was walking on the stairs up to her room, found my husband in a corridor, broke into tears again. And then I told him everything. And he was actually coming for Christmas, spending Christmas. And then it was still my boyfriend. Yeah. And he was coming here and get my mom from hospital and driving us home. Oh, and I said to him, like, I don't know how I can now go to mom and speak to her. My mom, and that's why I have Journeyofsmiley, my blog, because she called me Smiley because I always smile. And I was like, I cannot go there. And she always said, like, oh, when you come to hospital, it's like the sunshine would come, it's like he just brings smiles and so yeah. And I was like, how am I supposed to now go? Like, I cannot do this. So I was like, okay, I'm taking my deep breath and I'm going down. And I did not tell my mom what the doctor said to me. Luckily, she was kind of first like asleep, had a nap, and so, but she knew I am there. So she was like, oh, what the doctor said, and so when she got up. And I was just like, did you have an amazing patient? That's what he said. Because that's what he kind of said as well to me. He said, I cannot tell her
Right.
she's such an amazing patient. She's full of positivity. She gives the encouragement to other people. They're coming to her, speak to her. And so she gives them so I just said, did you have an amazing patient? That's what he said. I was like, oh gosh, I just cannot. Please God help me. I cannot. So that's I said. And, that was all I could say. And then from there on, really, when my mom passed away 3 months late, the Christmas happened and everything, and I went back to England. My brother then stayed with my mom because we spoke together, and I said, that's what doctor said, we cannot leave her alone. So I said, I just need to go finish my university, but I mean, I was a huge dilemma because it's my mom there, but I still will be coming every 6 weeks. I'll be coming home, but yeah, just let me to do this until summer. And I didn't really think my mom is going to pass away and the funeral will be on the 1st of April. I really didn't think. So I just said to my brother, just do well, because he had the ability to do this then. And I was like, and I just go to finish my work, finish everything in England, and I'll come and I stay as long as needed. I don't care that anymore. I just need those few months I need. So yeah, so that's what we said. That's what we spoke, And so I was coming in February I was there, and I was so grateful that I saw her 6 weeks before she passed away, because I didn't make it when she did pass away, because I was
Right.
in hospital waiting for my own operation. And so I was living with that grief and guilt and shame and blame for so many years. Because yeah, I supposed to have that day when she passed away, unfortunately. I was supposed to have my own operation. I was in hospital. But when my brother sent me messages in comment, and I had a tickets to go home, that was Friday, and I had a tickets to go home on Sunday or Monday, something like this. So yeah, 3 days later. But when I saw that message, I knew I need to go home that day. So I phoned my husband, that I need to go home. He got me the tickets, got to the hospital. I said to nurses, I need to go like now. And I packed my stuff then just for funeral. When I got home, packed my stuff, and we were on the way to hospital, on the way to the airport. We were at the airport, we had some time, so my husband went to get me some drink, and so I remember this. And then the dreadful call came.
Yeah. That's
Auntie.
always the worst.
From my
Oh,
auntie, and I saw that call
yeah.
on the phone, and I was just like, please not, please God, no. Like, I don't want to hear this. I just want to hear something like, I don't know, maybe there's a miracle. She walked out from coma, or I don't know, something that is okay. I just don't want to.
Right. And I don't mean to, I don't want to cut you off. I know your time is very
I know.
valuable, but I know I don't want to cut you off, but
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you've been through a lot. You've done a lot. You're working with people. I mean, that is amazing, and helping people kind of navigate that grief. And you do grief coaching, and yeah, because it's a lot. There's guilt, there's shame. I think I love that you tell people, don't beat yourself up. You're going to go through these stages. This is 100% natural. I love that you mentioned some things that you did to get over it. The EMDR therapy, that is amazing for PTSD. For those of you that have never experienced EMDR, read about it, try a session, or a good EMDR therapist will not do it in one session. You're going to have, you're going to
No.
go through a process, but it's a great way to navigate that PTSD. PTSD is real. Grief is real. I mean, these things are real. The good news is that you can get out on the other side. You can get past, and I don't say you'll never forget. You'll never forget, but that's life isn't about just burying everything and forgetting. I mean, we want to remember the people and honor the people, but it, like you said, in a good way, and learn from it. So tell people how they can reach you if they want to work with you.
Yeah. Can I just tell me add one more thing that helped me to your previous question? I would
Yes.
say, as we were talking about shame and negative thoughts, one thing what actually did help me, and I just want to say it because I did write about this in my book, Rising Above, that I co-authored, and as well I have it on my blog, Journey of Smiley. So I just, in short, I would say, when you get this shame and negative thoughts and everything, what helped me really was downward arrow technique. So I really dig deep down, and you find the beliefs you have, and you work with this. You question your negative thoughts. You really, don't just believe everything. Don't
No.
just believe your thoughts. Your thoughts are not facts. So really, just question them and have evidence for it. Like, does it, like, when I did find out my actually beliefs that went all the way to childhood, because that's what normally happens, it goes down all the way
Right.
to childhood. I just kind of really looked for the evidence. Is it really true what I'm thinking? Ask yourself always, is it really true what you're thinking? Is it, and what is the evidence for it and against it? And just really talk to yourself like your best friend. And so
Yep.
you can read more about this, as I said, on my blog and in the book.
And the book is called Rising Above, and I'll put that in
Yeah,
the show
yeah,
notes so people can grab
yeah.
that too.
But I just wanted to know. But yeah, to your question now, where they can find me or so, so yeah, on social media, Journey of Smiley, Instagram, I am on Facebook, Journey of Smiley, and my website, Journey of Smiley. They can find all the resources as well. And I as well did write a free resource, 7 Keys to Self-Healing. They can find there as well. And I'm working now on my book, supposed to come, hopefully it will come next year out, is about the living losses we experience, and really, how, as I said, you're grieving and you need to go through it, and it will be all those things in it. So yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. And I'm going to put all of those in the show notes for your free gift. I noticed you had a free gift in there, so we'll make sure all of that is in there. I thank you so much for coming on. Like I said, I want to be respectful of people's time, so I don't mean to cut you off, but
Yeah.
thank you so much, Katy, for coming on, and I appreciate you.
I thank you. I thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. For everybody else out there listening, you heard a great story. Sad, touching, but she also gave some tips and tricks. So know that you're not alone. If you're grieving, like she said, does not have to be from the death of a loved one. That is not the only reason we grieve. There are many, many, many reasons we grieve, many living losses. There is anticipatory grief where you know something bad is going to happen. There is all kinds of grief. So, um, reach out to her and reach out to me. If you just want to talk, whatever it is, grief is normal and it's absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. So bless you all. Have a good week and we will